Good evening and welcome back to Anonymous Repair. Tonight we have a desktop board in for repairs. This is Asus Maximus V something. This is already removed. I got it like this from the customer. So there's the model number for those playing along. And let's test some stuff on this board. So this board's got a postcode of 00 on the top. I did some research on this and it turns out that some of these boards got something to do with the controller of the phases for the CPU that is not right. Some that dies after a while. So what I want to check first, because we have two boards, this is one. And this is the other one. So this is the MSI Z170A Tomahawk, and this one is just completely dead. I see some, looks like some flux residue or something over there. So let's have a look at this MSI first. This one is completely dead. They are sometimes easier to diagnose than ones with VRAM problems. I don't think I'm going to get much into the VRAM problem. I know there's no schematic for that board. I did have a look. So let's do some quick measurements on this board. And what I'm looking for is similar to laptops is, let's test the USB ports. Let's put that over there. Make sure I don't mess up the CPU socket. I need to get the glare off the multimeter. Let's see here. We do have a USB port here. So meter in diode mode. Okay, let me hold it like this. I'm going to put the red probe on ground. Let's see if we can hook it in somewhere. Okay, so what I'm doing is testing the data pins of the USB ports. Oh, we got one shorted one. The one shorted one, that's all we need. That's front panel. Okay, so we only got one USB port. The one shorted USB data pin, that's actually all we need to kill the PCH. So this board, the PCH is dead. It's going to be difficult. Let's zoom in here and then let's put a meter over here. Let's check these back ports. 0.5, 0.5, 0.6 is a normal reading. 0.5, 0.4, oops, 0, 0.6, 0.6, 0.7. Okay, so we actually got two dead USB ports. Let's remove that Let's remove that heatsink. As soon as I can find my screwdriver, let's just take this yellow one. It should do. Tip's a bit small. Let's go for a bigger tip. Apply some pressure. These are normally that tight. Right, remove the MSI heatsink. Now you got two screws in the back. Let's flip this around. Let's see if we have any shorts on that capacitors on the PCH. So let me zoom you guys in. You won't be able to see the meter, but I'll just call it out. Alright, PCH, let's have a look. So one side of this cap should be ground and the other side should give me a reading. Okay, that's ground, 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 ground. So all those sides are ground or they're shorted. Let's have a look at the other side. 0.035, that's a short. 0002, that's a short. 34 short. 35 short. 35. 35. 035. 035. 0.7, that's not shorted. And 000. 000. Let's just try the other sides as well. 000. 0 0 0 0. So the reason why this board is not starting up, we have a dead PCH. Now, I don't have a PCH for this board. Alright, so let's put this board to one side and let's have a look at the other one. Okay, back to the Asus board. I just removed that CPU. Be careful where you put your hands, don't stick your fingers in that pins, you're going to bend them. Ideally put a cover over it. Hello? Oh, here we go. Just looking for the screws for the PCH. So let's remove those two screws. So I normally first start by, before I check anything on the board, I check the PCH. Because once the PCH it's gone, I mean, there's not much you can do. The only thing you can do is replace the PCH. But on this board, yet again, it's actually a VRAM problem. I know this is a nicer board than the other one. Alright, and we've got the exact same PCH. Huh, same chipset. Imagine that. So let's have a look at that PCH. Before we go on, I'm just gonna do it the same way I did the other one, by hooking the meter into ground somewhere on the board. Should have somewhere place. There we go. Alright, let's see. Okay, that's one side of capacitor. That's one side. That's one side. So that looks like all the outside ones are ground. Let's just do all of them. Yep. 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 Alright, let's do the inside of the capacitors. That's good. 0.155. 0.3, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's a good reading. That's a good reading. That's a good reading. That's a good reading. So we've got a good PCH on this board. So we must remember that. So this postcode we've got, it's a VRAM problem. And getting involved into VRAM, that could easily turn into a nightmare. Especially with no especially with no how does that? Okay. Support part hanging on the board for no reason. The nice thing of this though is you can remove the CPU, and by removing CPU you can test high side and low side MOSFETs much easier because you don't have the CPU dragging down the line. Okay, we got that big heatsink off, and I already see a fault. I already see a fault. Let me get you guys zoomed in very, very close. We've got a burn hole in that chip. That's why you get postcode 00. I don't think I want to get involved in this board. I think what we can do is tell the customer we can fix one of them by removing the PCH from this board and putting it on that board. That is a viable option. I know this is a nicer board, or well, it's similar spec, both got, yeah, these boards got some extra little things. Personally, I prefer a MSI board to Asus board, but this is definitely a more expensive board than that board. I'm wondering. Let's see what controller that board's using. Anyway, I have to remove all the heatsinks if we're gonna remove the PCH. Okay, let's remove these heatsinks and let's put these screws back. Let's bring screws back so we don't lose it. Come on. Let's have a better. Oops. There we go. Let's get a better screwdriver to do the right job. Okay, so this is the MSI again. Slightly a different design. Okay. Watch out where you put your fingers. Okay. This VRAM is a complete different design to that VRAM. So we can't even take this. Let's get that in focus. We can't even take this and put it on that board. It is not going to work. So let me phone this customer. I'm going to suggest to him, let's remove this PCH. Swap it with the PCH from the other board. Because we know this one is dead. Swap it with the PCH from the other board. And at least he's got one working board. Yep, I think that's the option. So let me phone him. And we can come back. It's double check this. Yeah, it's definitely. We had a look at the other readings. Yeah, this capacity is completely shorted. That's a PCH, not a capacitors. Alright, let me phone him, then we come back. Alright, so I spoke to him. Let's do this. So other board we can use it as parts. You can even sell it as parts. And then we swap the PCH around. Just make double sure that is the right number. 3 or 2 0 3. I wonder if the camera is going to pick this up. There's a number. I'm even having a hard time reading the number of the chip. So there's a tiny little number laser etched into the chip, and that's the number I'm looking for. There we go, 3RC, no, SR2. Excuse me, one moment. Why am I battling? I'm just going to take the microscope. I'm going to read the number. SR2C9. So Sierra Romeo 2 Charlie 9. So that's that PCH number. Let's check the known good one. Or we think it's a good one. And same orientation. Sometimes hard to see. Sierra Romeo 2 Charlie 9er. Same chip. Exact same chip. Alright, let's do this. Let's move you over to the rework station. Pop this chip off. There is no edge bonding on this chip, which is cool. And then we rebuild this chip. We pop off the other chip, we clean it, and put this chip on that chip, and this chip will just stick to the board and send it back like that. I'm not going to waste my time trying to fix this Asus board, especially with the VRAM driver, VRM driver for these phases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a 10 phase board. That is not jokes. The fixes and these boards are prone to failure, and they are prone to failure on that chip. So let's do this. You're going to need to remove this plastic over here. So let's just get some alcohol. Let that soak for a while. Some more plastic in the back. We'll have to remove. We have to remove all these plastic little bits here as well. These boards are all plastic these days. Look at my expensive board. Yeah, that's one. Two. 3. 4. 5. 3 more on the top. I just put down some alcohol to clean it up, to loosen the adhesive. I don't want to cut the tracks here. This board is dead anyway, so it doesn't mean much at this stage. But that little plastic spaces are important. If you want to repair this board, and I'll just take them out off nicely, just in case. Either sides to buy all the parts for this board, but honestly I don't think it's worth it. Alright, we need some shielding and flux. Let's see. I've got my roll of LU tape. This is always the hard part. Yep. Don't. Stick it like that. I hope you yeah, we are focused down there. So all we're doing is making a little shield for the heat. Hey, come on. People don't want to see me fiddling with some stupid tape. Well, just gotta watch it. Just kidding. I'll speed this process up. Let's make sure I'm still recording. Can it be that difficult to separate the backing from this? We go. I think we've got it. Yay! Yeah, I've got 1,000 subs and I actually hit my 4,000 hours as well by the time you're seeing this video. So I'm quite surprised. I never thought I'll actually get 500 subs. So thanks a lot to you guys. Really appreciate all the support, and if you're new, please hit that like and subscribe button as per usual. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, push my videos more. I know I don't have the best video quality and the best thing, but if I get more subs and more blah blah blah, I will spend some money on getting better camera equipment and capture cards and stuff, which will make the quality much better and the video is much better. So that's first things first. Alright, back to repair. Let's get some flux. That should be enough, I hope, but we'll see. Let's head over to the reflow station. That's somewhere in that corner of my workshop, which is only 3 by 4 meters, so just in the back of me. Alright, let's move over to there and let's take it from there. So sorry for the shaky cam, but I just started the reflow process, or well, the removal process, and then I'll come back once we heat temperature, because this is going to take a while.
Gas station, nothing sketchy about this transaction whatsoever.
So we are getting close to removing the chip. We're at 205 degrees now. Need about 240, 230 to 240 to remove it. We're on stage 5 now. It should heat about 220 on stage 5. Okay, so be very, very close to able to remove that chip. Going to 30. That chip is loose. So let's go 1, 2, you can stop the machine, turn on the cooling fans. Here's the chip. You got the chip removed. It's getting close to 12 o'clock, so I don't think I'm gonna waste too much time trying to remove these, or trying to put it back. I think this will have to wait till tomorrow. Because the machine must first cool down before you can do the next run as well. So it's got a soldering iron, applied some flux. We're going to add some good old leaded solder to this. I don't know if I've got a stencil for this either, so it's going to be fun to see if I can find a stencil. Just removing all the old balls. You can move under the microscope and see if we can clean it up with some solder wick. Okay, so I have removed both PCHs from the board. See if I can get maybe if I move this up. And let's stick something under the meter. There you go. Alright, so we know all the outer pins are ground. So this one's the faulty, this one's the right one. So let's have a look at this. 0.3, that's normal. There you have a short. That's normal. That's normal. That looks all normal. 0.4. 0.4, that looks normal. So you got one short on that PCH. So this is the same rotation. I'll put that cap back. Let's start this one. 0.3, same reading. This is the one that was shorted on that one. Come on. No reading there. 0.4. 0.4. Could be that that capacitor is not seated properly. I will sort that out, but I first need to reball the chip. 0.2. That's already a high reading in the other one. 0.2. That's a high reading. That's a high reading. 0.5. 0.4. 0.4. Reading over there. So it's at least not shorted, so that's a good thing. So next thing is we need to reball this chip and then solder it back on the board. But that's for tomorrow. Okay, so let's get these balls clean off the board so we can reapply the PCH to this board and see what happens. Right, so the chip is set up on the reflow station. So all we need to do is start it. And off we go. Right, so I replaced the PCH on this board. I also replaced two missing capacitors that fell off during a reballing process. Because I didn't have a stencil, I had to do it one ball by one. And when we see this board next time, it should be rigged up to a power supply and going for a test. I don't have a power supply at my house, so this will have to wait till Monday, Saturday today. So I almost probably just post a video after this as saying, here you go, it's posted. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe, and thank you. See you in the next one. Cheers.
People out. Yes, like here. Yes. Yes, ek is bezig met die laaste goedjie hierop. Kan jou WhatsApp sien sodra ek klaar is. Sit er nog so half 7. Nee, ek gaan seker nog half 7 bezig wees. As jy niks van my hoor nie, dan kan jy aanvaar.